Hello people of the internet, 'tis the season to give away film awards, and since the Oscars are just around the corner, I thought it might be a good time to talk a bit about the mechanics and the hows and whys behind the Academy before we all just start ranting and raging about, oh, why did they give it to this one and not to that one? Maybe knowing a bit of background gives you a bit more leverage and maybe a bit less reasons to do so. The Academy Awards are kind of like politics. We each have our favorite, there's way too much money involved, and we really love to argue about it in bars over beer. So in the spirit of peace and living in union, I would like to shed some light on how these things even work before, we just go and argue more and more and more. First of all, why do we even call it the Oscars? When we say the Oscars, we refer to the statuettes, so the awards themselves, and also to the award ceremony. So the statuettes originally were referred to as the Academy Award of Merit, but then apparently in the 30s, one of the Academy's librarians, this is a story, it's a he said, she said, one of the Academy's librarians once noted that the statuette really reminds her of her uncle Oscar, and that name was later used in a newspaper article and it just kind of stuck. I don't know how true that story is, it's up to you whether you want to take it or not. I kind of like it and that's enough for me. I tend to be gullible when it comes to this kind of stuff, so yeah, why not? I'll go with it. Oscar it is. Uncle Oscar. Okay, so who are the Academy, or who are the Academy? Who are the Academy? How does one become a member, and how does everything, the voting and all, even work? According to the Academy's website, and I quote, the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences is a professional honorary organization with the stated goal of advancing the arts and sciences of motion pictures. So the Academy does all this stuff like preserving film and trying to develop new technology for filmmaking, but we kind of mostly know it for the awards, for the Oscars. There's around 6,000 members of the Academy as now that have the right to vote for the awards. In the past, the membership was given for life, so once you became the member, that was it, you were done, and now you get it for 10 years. And it only gets prolonged if you're kind of active in the filmmaking business. And the invitation will only get sent to you if you have demonstrated exceptional achievements in theatrical motion pictures. So how does the voting work? Each of those 6,000 members, there's going to be quite a few numbers here. I'm going to try to write them down. You can feel free to take your notepad and just write them down. Why not? So of each of these 6,000 members belongs to one of the 17 branches. So branches are, for instance, actors, directors, editors, producers, blah, blah, so on and so forth. And there's 24 categories. Best male actor, best female actor, best soundtrack, best blah, blah, you know what I mean. So basically the awards. And each of the members can only vote for their own branch. So an actor can only vote for actors, other actor can only vote for directors, so you get the point. Except when it comes to animation feature and international feature, as the rules change slightly, and every single member gets to vote for the best motion picture, so the last and the main award of the ceremony. How each of the nominees gets to become a nominee, so gets nominated, is quite a complicated. It basically just involves maths, and I just happen to be an idiot when it comes to maths, so I'll skip it. You can go and Google it, there's quite a lot of articles on it. But how do you get even considered to be nominated is your film has to be shown in an LA theater for at least 7 days. People have to pay admission to watch it. The premiere of the film had to be in the corresponding year, and also it had to be shown on either 35mm, 70mm, or a 20 frames digital print. So I'm guessing Gemini Man wasn't, because it's like 120 or what? Once all the votes get in, the accountant firm PricewaterhouseCoopers, beats me, counts them, They used to do it by hand, I don't know if they still do it, probably digitally, and then they seal them in the envelopes and they give them secretly, and they just hope that the hosts don't mess them up.
Come on.
When watching the Oscars, I always kind of try to respect their decisions, so whoever got the award, I kind of try to not bitch too much about it, although I'm also human, so I will go, how he didn't anyway, because I always kind of try and think that people who actually voted for this became the members of the Academy. In order to become this, they put a lot of effort into their career, so they kind of deserve to have their own vote, so I try to respect that as much as I can. But the thing is that in 2012, I don't know the numbers today, but like 8 years ago, the Academy was, I believe, 94% white, 77% male, and 86% above the age of 50. So an average Academy member was like a 62-year-old dude, which doesn't let enough space for any kind of diversity, really. The Academy has since committed that they will double the number of women and minorities. I don't know the numbers today, hopefully it changed, but you know, we all know that more diversity never hurts. So can you and me affect the outcome of the Oscars, and if yes, how? The answer to the first question is yes. The answer to the second question is it's complicated. Or is it? So one thing you can do is just work hard on your filmmaking career, be considered by the Academy, become an Academy member, and actually vote. I know it sounds slightly ridiculous, but hey, 6,000 people are doing it at the moment, so it's not impossible, you just have to put the effort in it. The second way to do it is to flag up the problems, so if you think that something is not as it should be, say it. Like for instance, in 2015, the hashtag #OscarsSoWhite made quite a lot of noise, and because of that, the Academy decided they will invite more people, different genders, different races, etc., and it's kind of started to change. And the third way to do it is to consider diversity when you're making your own films. So this channel is about filmmaking and about film directing, and as a director you will have a lot of power. So by all means, please demand diversity on your sets. Try and write or direct stories and characters and actors that need to be heard, that maybe cannot be heard, and most importantly, tell the stories that mean a lot to you and that are personal to you and that you think can actually make a change. The thing is, we are the film industry, we're just not aware of it yet, and we're kind of, even if we're not there yet, we're at least on the way, and it will get noticed at some point. So you have more power than you think you do. You just need to go out there and start doing stuff. And then the last thing that everyone can really do is go and support the independent filmmakers. Maybe not spend all your money on the mainstream films, and go to the cinema that plays independent films and pay for the ticket and support those voices that also need to be heard. Nothing makes you feel more powerless, or is it less powerful? Nothing makes you feel more inadequate than just bitching about problems with your friends over a beer. So if you feel that things could be better, you could actually make a change. It's gonna be a slight change, because you have to keep in mind that this is a massive industry. Like film industry and entertainment industry is giant. So for any change to happen, it's gonna take time. But changes do happen, and by all means give your little pebble into that change and the gears will start moving eventually. One thing to also keep in mind, the Oscars were created by the film industry for the film industry, so they're kind of tapping their own shoulders for, oh, you did good, you did well, and then also in the end it's just to make more money. But at the same time, they also have the power to shine a light on people and stories that really need to be heard. So it's a kind of a balance act, really. So I guess what I'm trying to say here is, don't just rage about it, but do something about it. Do something credible. Do something that will also fulfill you and make you happy, and also help others around you. why not? We are in this business, we have the power. Whew, that's it for this video. Go gently on that like button if you of course think this video deserves your like, and if you want to see more of this in your YouTube feed, by all means click subscribe. I promise I will shave this, but I came to the point where the beard is starting to go its own life, or is it her own life? Anyway, I need to start doing something about it, seriously, I know. Thank you for watching. Go out and make those films, let your voice be heard, and don't be an asshole.